Hi Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venuses, people with just a lot of Scorpio energy. Hey, hi, how are you? How you doing? My name is Tulips. I am a forest elf. No, I'm not. I'm just a tarot reader. And I like to give you fortunes! Woo! Actually, it's just tarot readings. So welcome to my channel. Welcome back, especially if you've subscribed, and welcome if you are new here. Hey, hi, hello. So some quick disclaimers. There are cats running around this house. There always is. And they are very loud. I'm surprised the camera has not picked up on them yet because, man, are they noisy. So yeah, tons of noises going around the house. So sorry if you hear them. Number 2, I'm sorry about how much this camera may shake and move. I try to edit out as much as I can, but I don't really know how to edit. Woo! And I talk with my hands, so everything shakes. Okay, so today's reading is a bit cool. If you've already seen your rising and your sun, you kind of, or moon, it doesn't matter, because this could be obviously your sun sign. If you've already seen your other placements, you kind of already know what's up. We're doing the simple spread of just where you are going, and the end result to all of it. It's just intuitive messages. It's timeless. You can see it at any point in time, but I will be referencing right now, which we are January. I'm pretty sure this is still January when I'm recording this. Well, what are days? So it's just a timeless message. It'll cover a whole broad of topics. Whatever I can pick up on, I will talk about it. You guys are interesting because you got 2 different cards for where you are specifically headed, so this is going to be very interesting. Let's just dive into it. Oh, and I'm sorry for my god-awful nails. Here we go. So where you are currently at. Broken elevator. Your shadows are showing themselves. Alright, so you guys, am I good enough? Okay. You guys may be having some self-doubt, some anxiety, some depression. It is kind of that time of year. It is kind of winter if you're in the northern hemisphere. Winter tends to bring out that seasonal depression in people. Obviously, this doesn't have to be seasonal depression. Anyway, I have to give all kinds of disclaimers because people will come from my booty, apparently, because that's what we do. Anyway, so where you are going. We are first at the campfire circle. Create deep and magical connections. Have you guys isolated yourself? Do you feel like you don't belong somewhere in a certain group and you're like, where are my people? Because this is what this is feeling like. Perhaps you need to reach out to somebody. And of course, glass box. All eyes on you. Scrutiny, entrapment, and tension. That's interesting too. And, okay, sorry for that weird pause. I was just like, what's going on? And the end result is, don't let the what-ifs haunt you. It feels like you guys want to reach out to people. It feels like you want to get help. It feels like you want to be a part of some sort of group, but you feel like people either won't listen to you or they're judging you too much. And that's interesting, Scorpio, because you guys never really come off to me as the people who would really care as to what people say. But obviously people, wear masks and stuff like that. And, 4 of my best friends are Scorpio, so I kind of, understand the whole gist of what's going on with you guys. Well, I don't actually. I am a Taurus, not a Scorpio. And even though my best friends are Scorpios, it's, y'all will tell me at your own pace what is wrong, You guys tend to keep things very lighthearted and not really deep sometimes, unless you feel really comfortable with the person. But anyway, this is making me want to go check on my Scorpios now. Alright, I'll shuffle on camera for you guys. Doink! Is the teeny tiny tarot. I found it on Kickstarter. I don't think she sells her decks outside of Kickstarter, which is kind of annoying because my sister would love this deck. We already had cards flipping out. 9 of Swords, not surprising. 2 of Swords, it's also very not surprising. Can I get one more, please? And the Hierophant. Well, that's actually a little surprising. Okay. Okay, there we go. 9 of Swords is pretty obvious. It talks about anxieties. It talks about, fears, depression almost. It's the fear of knowing that what is coming ahead of you may require you to let something go. The 2 of Swords, it's a tough choice. Sometimes it's not one we want to make, but it's a choice we have to face nonetheless. And the Hierophant, trying to keep control over things. The issues could involve money because the Hierophant is about its Taurus energy, so it just talk about money. This could be about spirituality as well, feeling lost on your own journey. Like, where are you going? Why am I not good enough for X, Y, and Z? Like, I often run into a lot of like new tarot readers who call themselves like baby witches and stuff like that, and I find that term kind of annoying because it's really just making y'all feel like, I just find the word dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I find the whole phrase just dumb because you're not a baby witch. You're just new at it. Anyway. And so the Hierophant can talk about doing things in a more traditional way, like going to therapy or like trying to find somebody to talk to, since we have 3 different cards about that. But fearing judgment, right? Especially since we have that 9 of Swords. It's like you want to make that choice to improve yourself, but you're afraid of what other people are going to think. You're afraid of like how things are going to change. Like there's just a lot of fear in general. And that's why the Hierophant here is like, well, do what is normally done, you know, take your time with things. Don't just rush into things. And really just be yourself, you know. If you're going to break outside the mold and try to do something drastic, just make sure you do your research about it. 7 of Pentacles, we got the 10 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. Yeah, so destiny feels like, okay. Okie dokie. That's a phrase. So the 7 of Pentacles, it does talk about work. It talks about building something up, building a skill. Perhaps maybe you're afraid to show the world like the story that you're writing, or this piece of artwork, or something that you're building, you know? It could be that you're afraid to ask for help when releasing some sort of responsibility as well. That 10 of Wands does talk about a very heavy burden that we have carried. And it could talk about, because the 9 of Wands is, you know, a wounded warrior who wanted this responsibility, this control, this power, and stuff like that. So it can talk about gaining something that you've wanted, but given the 9 of Swords, you're kind of afraid that you're going to mess it up. Especially since with the 7 of Pentacles, you still feel like you're kind of new to it. You're still building your craft. You're still trying to be acknowledged for it, right? And then we have the 4 of Wands, which does talk about happiness, and it talks about feeling at home with yourself, especially. So it's interesting because I feel like you've taken on a responsibility with that, whatever it is. It could be work, it could be with relationships, with yourself. And it feels like the pressure has just grown so much, and this could be why you feel like people are judging you. That you're almost afraid to ask for help because you're like, oh, I'm just the new person here, and like people are already like judging me, and I need to take on all this responsibility to impress XYZ or whatever. The only person you have to impress is yourself, Scorpios. Dare I ask if... Dare I say... I'm sorry if it just feels like I'm shouting because I go woo and then I go woo. You know, like I get loud and then I get quiet, and I'm sorry. Volume control, Taryn. Dare I ask if this is about a relationship? Are some of you recently married and you're afraid that like maybe you got married too young, or like maybe you got into a relationship too quickly in general? And now you're worried that people are gonna be like, I told you so, because how dare you, like, do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like new parents especially. I don't know why I'm getting this kind of a message, but some of you have taken on a responsibility with some sort of home thing, like being a stay-at-home mom versus one person working or something like that. And you're afraid of the backlash of asking for help. You're afraid of being like, listen, I'm still kind of struggling on how to get a good grip with this. Can you please help me? You're like afraid to ask for that help, to release some of that responsibility. But your happiness, okay? I promise you, I don't think anybody out here is trying to be malicious towards you. I feel like it's just your own anxiety, but we'll see. Oh yeah, see, we got the 2 of Cups underneath all of that, and the Moon, and the King of Cups. Okay, we'll talk about that in just a couple seconds. Because the 2 of Cups talks about forgiveness, talks about love. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. Oh! Okay. We'll place it on top of the Moon. So let me first talk about the Moon and the King of Cups with the 2 of Cups. Did I say 2 of Pentacles? So the King of Cups is somebody who wants to be loved. They want to share love. They want to be in love. They can be a bit cold. They could be a bit distant, but they're very intuitive people regardless. And the Moon talks about, you know, enemies, like hidden things that we have to face. It doesn't have to be an actual person. It could be our own mental health, but it also talks about intuition. It talks about emotions and having to accept what they are. And so I feel like for some of you, this is a journey of self-love. This is a journey about reaching out to people as well and being like, hey, I'm struggling, I really need help, you know? The 5 of Pentacles is fun because just as I was saying yesterday, I really feel like, somebody told me this as well, the 5 of Pentacles can represent love because it's the 5 senses, you know? There could be some money insecurity as well. I do think that some of that fear could be about this, and that's probably why you've taken so much. The Hierophant also kind of indicates about money and stuff like that. But you're being asked to basically, you know, forgive yourself, forgive other people, but also to like reach out for that love, to reach out for those relationships that you have, because I really do feel like these people that are in your life, especially now, are not the same people you had in the past, okay? People can change, people can grow, and I feel like there's a huge learning curve with you and the people around you. I do think that there are better communication stuff coming in for you guys, because we did get out of a Venus retrograde, and we're in Mercury retrograde, but in general, I do think that if you were to be vulnerable with somebody, they will reciprocate your feelings and help you out. I don't really feel like there are people right now that are going to be judging you. And if you do feel like somebody is going to judge you, well, turn to somebody else who you don't think will, if that makes sense. Nobody's going to be a critic to you. Let me just be that, get that out of the way. I really do not think somebody's going to criticize you, okay? I think somebody is desperate to want to help you, and so they could be a bit harsh, but that's just because they care a lot for you. But I really do not think there are malicious intentions in this reading so far. Okie dokie. Queen of Swords, what did I say? Six of Wands. And then, of course, there's the Queen of Wands who might want to pop out. Whoop. Okay, I guess I gotta have to... We're gonna emphasize also the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so... Let me put those on here for right now. The Queen of Wands is... Swords. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is a bit harsh with their words, okay? They're not like the King of Cups who... I don't want to say is emotional, but I'm seeing like somebody giving like bear hugs compared to this person who's like a Virgo. You know how Virgos tend to kind of like nitpick everything? I have a Virgo moon. I'm allowed to say that. This is kind of like what the Queen of Swords is. They're nitpicky. They're like, well, why don't you just do this? Or like they're very blunt and very honest. They don't tend to be malicious, but they're very true to their boundaries and what they say. And sometimes unintentionally they can come off pretty rude, you know? So this could be a person in your life who doesn't mean to be as harsh as they are, but wants to help you, you know? And especially since I'm sorry, I keep saying you know. You know, and I'm so sorry. But we also have that Six of Wands, which is success. They want to see you be successful, okay? Three of Wands, Eight of Cups. Yeah, like I said, there is something that needs to be left behind. It could be the fears, it could be old emotional baggage, it could just literally be connections with other people, so that way you can come into something new with where people are wanting to support you and help you. And then, of course, we have that Three of Wands, which is expansion, which is growth. I do feel like that... Oh my gosh, look at that. The Wheel of Fortune. Two of Wands. And the World's here. Yeah. I feel like everybody involved in this is healing in some way and is going to help you in some way as well. You are definitely planning and growing into something bigger and better, and I think it's going to give you that sense of relief to release the depression and the anxiety and stuff like that, like to give you that sense of comfort essentially, so you can be more open and vulnerable. The Wheel of Fortune, and thus the World, that has not come out yet, but I got to see a peek of it. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. The Wheel of Fortune does talk about, you know, endings and new beginnings and stuff like that. Like, you get to choose how this ends, you know? You don't have to be stuck in the place that you are in, right? We did get the campfire circle for you guys, which is creating magical and deep connections, community and relationships and bonding with people. Let this person in, you know, tell them straight up, like, hey, I don't like how the heck you are talking to me, but I respect you and I want you to be in my life. And like, tell them how like you feel, okay? They will be receptive to it. You may butt heads with this person quite a bit. The devil, yeah. You may butt heads with this person quite a bit, but they will be willing to change for you because they want to see you succeed. And maybe you'll never see fully eye to eye with this person, right? With that Ten of Swords, having to release something, and that Page of Pentacles slowly working towards something, being very detailed, taking your time. Because maybe you two just butt heads. Maybe it's more than one person. But... the path ahead of you is one full of love and understanding. You just, and I make it sound so simple, but it's not. You just have to release this fear. You have to let go of the negative thoughts and really just heal yourself from within as well. You know, like I said before, I really do think that this is something that all of you guys are learning to do together. So yeah, I hope that is making sense. Especially since we have the devil here as well. The devil does talk about addictions and cycles and having to learn balance. Oh, there's the world! Ah, makes me so happy. 6 of Pentacles, the Tower, but it's also followed by the 10 of Cups. So in your case, while I do think the Tower is also representing things coming down, I think most importantly it's talking about isolation, because this is talking about everything you thought you knew, right? So changes within your community, within your social circle, within yourself. But like I said, I think this might have to do with isolation, being alone, for better or for worse, and addressing your thoughts. Or this could be about coming out of those thoughts as well, and seeking that help with that 6 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, people are more receptive than you might think they will be. I know your past may have told you otherwise, but you are coming into something new and beautiful where everybody emotionally supports you, emotionally is there for you, and is open for you. And that's the tea on that. Page of Wands is interesting because it may mean you have to go out. Okay. Page of Wands is talking about exploration, so you may have to go out there, you may have to dig around a little bit and explore, you know, see, take some new classes, or like take a new hobby up or something like that. You're going to meet people who are understanding you, okay? You're going to find things that make you feel good. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Okay. And the 5 of Swords here is interesting because that does talk about insecurity. It can be about miscommunication, which is what I was saying with that Queen of Swords, because I was kind of picking up on that. And then the Page of Cups is here. Here, let me just take it out for you because it's stuck in my mind. Some of you have a talent in something, but you're afraid of what especially your parents might say, or somebody older than you for some reason. It doesn't matter your age, but I feel like for somebody in particular, you're really good at something, like I'm seeing painting. It doesn't have to be like art specifically, but you're very good at something, but you're afraid of what other people are going to say because maybe it's not like the most prestigious thing in the world, you know? Or you may just fear that you're too old to start doing it or something like that. It's kind of weird what I'm picking up on, but somebody has something they really want to do, and they're very good at it. But well, at least you will be good at it, because I feel like this is also very new. So let me restart this. You have a talent. You're still kind of new to it, but I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of growth especially, but you either are fearing that you're never going to be good enough, somebody may talk you out of it, you're not going to make money off of it, which you shouldn't do it for the money anyway, but you're going to make some money anyway from it. I'm just telling you, FYI. The future is very prosperous for those of you who resonate with this, because it feels very few and far between for this message that I'm picking up on in particular, because it feels like it has to do with art. Knitting in particular, I'm also seeing painting. Something where people are like, why would you want to do that? You can't make money off of that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm also hearing, aren't you a little old to be doing that? Like, oh my god. Those two instances in particular, whether you're too old or you're fearing what your parents in particular might say, ignore it. Ignore what that older person has to say. Ignore what somebody else is going to tell you. Keep pursuing it, because I'm seeing a lot of potential. I'm seeing a lot of money in particular coming in, and I'm seeing a lot of recognition. So keep doing it. Fight the patriarchy if you have to. Like, I'm just saying don't get caught up in your head about what other people are going to tell you, because you have that talent. I'm telling you, keep pushing for it. You may not see it. You're like, Taryn, I can't even draw a circle. Trust me, I can't either, but I still do art anyway. Keep working towards it, because you're going to be very successful at it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Now that I've got that message out of my system. For everybody else, I am seeing something new coming in. I'm seeing a lot of fire energy that's coming in, but the cards aren't really showing it. But we do have the Knights of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely some fire coming in, right? And you're being asked to follow your heart regardless of what I just said, regardless of what other people are going to say. You're going to find something that really helps you grow. And it's at this point I think that I'm going in circles. So to kind of wrap it up before we go into the oracles, I think that you're holding yourself back. Mostly due to past experiences, right? I think you're trying to find better connections in your life, whether that is with family, with friends, with new people in general. But I do feel like there's a lot of healing to be done with older relationships as well, like people you may have had in your life. Mercury Retrograde is, especially this one, it's not a fun time. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting hit hard. And I don't usually get hit with Mercury retrogrades. And we did also just come out of that Venus retrograde. If you're seeing this around January, February-ish, so there's a lot of picking up the pieces that has to be done. There's a lot of changes, right? And I feel like you in particular, Scorpios, you're growing into something new, but you need to trust yourself first. And I feel like this has to do with relationships, not necessarily just romantic, but in particular family, friends, and coworkers, with your jobs and with your talents, and with yourself especially. I do think that you're in a period of change, and I think that if you keep pursuing what you want, especially for some of you, art and knitting or like crochet, I'm just seeing needles. Something to do with needles. And colors. Which is why I think it's crocheting or knitting or something like that. Doesn't have to be. It's so long as you keep pursuing that talent, I promise you those other people are going to turn around. I do think there's some sort of miscommunication going on, or at least that will go on, with somebody who comes off rather blunt and tough. They could be a Virgo. But they really do want what's best for you, and they will see that, and you guys will have that conversation, and you will talk about it, and get through it. Things are going to look up for you, Scorpio. Please don't stay in your head for too long. Okay. Oracle time! Oracle time! This is the mini Divi! It goes with this tiny, teeny tarot. Teeny, tiny tarot. The triple T's! I'm trying to keep things lighthearted, because this is a very serious conversation here. The grabby ghost. It's out of your control, let it go. Yep, some things are just out of your control, and you just need to be like, well, tough booty. And just go, you know? The corner ghost. Come front and center with your ideas. Exactly. I think you need to step up to something. You need to tell that person who's kind of pissing you off, being like, hey, stop it. What you doing? What are you doing? You know, that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why I saw that in my head. I just feel like there is some sort of miscommunication going on that needs to be addressed. Ooh, Victorian ghost. I haven't seen her in a little bit. Many greats live in the past, but it's not where you belong. It's not, Scorpios. Please come out of that. Step into your power. You got the friendly ghost. Your kind heart will show through. It will. Do not let the past haunt you, Scorpios. Maybe some of you just need to relax a little, you know? My sister was just panicking the other day, and she was like, maybe it's just my midterms. Maybe it is just your midterms. Who knows? The poltergeist. You have incredible power. Use it. You're stronger than you think you are, Scorpios. You know, I love Scorpio energy. Anyway. Ectoplasm. It's okay to not have all the answers. Listen, Scorpio, I get it. I really do. You want answers. But not everything has an answer, you know? Sometimes it's better for you just to move on. And of course we have the crying ghost. This will pass. This too shall pass, my dear Scorpios. Everything in this life is temporary. Isn't that weird to think about? It doesn't matter if others believe. What? What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. The orb ghost. It doesn't matter if others don't believe. It does not. Because like I said, for especially the select few of you with that whole art thing, or whatever talent it is that you're trying to grow, it does not matter. And I got cut off. Woo! It does not matter what they will say to you. Okay? Believe in yourself, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of prosperity coming into your future. There's a lot of money, especially with that talent coming to you. Continue to grow. Continue to find that community. Have those conversations that you need. And I do think, oh look! I do think everything you need is coming to you. Has this camera moved slightly since the recording? I'm so sorry if you guys have just been watching it rotate. Anyway, the last one that we have is Horde of Ghost. You don't have to do it alone. Choose a quest buddy. Or 3. It goes right back to that community card thing that we had, the circle. So yeah, I think that will about do it. I love that I have to record maybe like 2 minutes worth of dialogue. That's kind of cool. Couldn't you just keep going, could you, camera? Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I hope this makes sense. If you want to, feel free to subscribe. I'll try to post on a daily, well, weekly basis. I have other social medias where I do actually kind of post on a daily basis because it's easier. So feel free to check out my little card and links in the description and whatnot. Thanks for like 50 subscribers, by the way. I haven't really said anything about that. I guess I'll say it in the next videos because I have to start doing a monthly thing. But now I'm rambling. I'll let you guys go. Have a good day. Have a good night. I love you whether you're new or old to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.